Hello there. Well, we're going to put the aileron in now, the linkage. So I use some sticks here, elastics, that holds my elevator dead straight. Then I can put the servo horn, or the control horn, in the elevator, the wire. Now if you notice, bent the wire a little bit, so it doesn't bind. Now I'm going to come up here, where my servo is, where the wire goes by the servo horn. I'm going to mark the wire with my Sharpie. That's the spot where it has to come and be bent up. So I'll undo that from there. Pull that forward. Remember to make sure that these angles are right. You don't want to twist your wire. So that servo horn has to go in that way. That's where the wire has to stay. I'm going to pull it out right there. Now, I'm going to use a small pair of pliers for this. Now, I made that black mark where I had to bend up. Now, from a wire, I'll go that way just a bit. Hold it there. Bend up on that spot. Come over there. Like that. A Z-bend. Yeah, and that's about perfect. There. Now all I have to do is just snip this off. Now to test fit. I'll take the one servo horn. I believe I have to, these holes aren't near big enough. So on the servo horn, I use my handy little handheld drill, and we're going to drill out the servo horn. And then it will fit the wire. Oh, these things are so small. You don't want to use power tools. So just wreck them. Okay, so that goes in like that. That back onto the servo. It's centered. Now I'm going to take my skewers and rubber bands off of there. I believe that that's going to work. So we'll wait here a minute. I'm going to epoxy this here. I know my rudder we got hooked up and all done the other day. That was good. I'm going to save the screw to the side because soon I got to take all the radio servos apart and test our radio equipment. Okay. So I got a little bit of epoxy mixed. This time, my two servos in here. Not going to use much. And put a little bit of epoxy on their tabs. Just to hold them in. A little bit on the front. Those two glued in. Now move back here to the control horn for my elevator. I'm gonna put epoxy in the center there. We don't want to go too cheap on this because we don't want this to ever come loose. But it's another one of these ones I'm going to have to hold. Now the epoxy's set. You see here, I move this. The elevator moves up and down. So that's set. Now, let's center on my radio gear. So, remember I had the screw off for that. Oh no, where to go? Over here. I'm going to take this one off. We'll do this first, then we'll do the ailerons. So, I've got my two servos here. I have my receiver and my throttle control. Okay, so I know that this is going to be my elevator, right? And my elevator should be channel 2. So I make sure I plug this in channel 2 in the receiver. I have my ESC plugged into channel 3, the throttle channel. And the other one, which will be my rudder, that's channel 4. There. I haven't got a motor hooked up yet, but that's okay because we're just going to center these two servos. Right? I got my radio here on channel 50, the same as the receiver. We're turning it on. It's got a backup battery. Uh-oh. Okay. So, I got the speed control plugged into channel 3. I have the elevator plugged into channel 2. I have the rudder plugged into channel 4. I turn my radio on. It's on channel 50, the same as the receiver. Give it power. Okay. There. Oh, make sure your radio is centered. No use centering your servos unless your radio is centered. So I know that's my elevator. That's my rudder. So now that they're centered, we can go and hook up the control horns as straight as we can. And always use the trim. Finish them off that last little bit. Okay. I'm going to put some screws back in here.